the world's most dangerous fantasy football podcast.
Chef and the professor. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Let's have a drink and let's talk through it. Hey. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Highly disputed. Fantasy. We going over player props and ADP.
What's up, everybody? It's highly disputed. It's
Yes, it is.
it's the best time of the year. It's
How we
Christmas
doing?
week.
How we doing?
We got Professor J joining us from the Emerald City. I'm doing great. Not as good as you. I really whiffed on my picks this week, huh? And Professor took me to school. Wrote the curriculum. What was your record this week, Professor?
Some work to do.
11-3. And what was mine? 6-8. Not good. That's not good. Raiders had a chance though. Wasn't enough. And then we got one more tonight. You got the Colts. I got the Niners. 7-8 sounds a little bit better, but man, under 50. That's rough. Straight up. Luckily, we got some Christmas games coming up, and I have, it's still daylight on. I haven't been to the bar before
We still got the
recording,
Professor
so
guarantee.
maybe I'll
Monday
get this
night?
one right. Yeah, we'll see. The Professor guarantee. Yep, he's going with Phillip Rivers and the Colts, and
I'm actually going with
I'm
Jonathan
taking the
Taylor
Niners.
in the Colts, but yes.
I think Niners might be able to get back to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I think Niners can make it back to the Super Bowl, and I think they might have an unlikely opponent there with the Duval County Jacksonville Jaguars, who are looking fantastic. Let's kick it off. Let's do a little weekend recap. What stood out for
Yeah.
you last week? We don't have to talk about every game, but what
For the games,
made a big impression with you?
we kind of talked about it on the last episode, but the Seahawks definitely look like contenders, which impacts my Super Bowl pick, which is the Rams. I think the NFC really is wide open. Philly, Seattle, San Francisco, to your point, and the Rams, anybody's race there. I thought Carolina continues to figure it out, especially in close games, which is why I picked them over your Bucks. Bryce looks a lot more comfortable. Okay, I think they needed Jalen Coker back, like they needed that second, third receiver. Give it or take. They definitely stood out.
One thing about the Panthers, because I watched
Wow.
that game, and again, Bucks are now 7 out of the last 8 for losses, and we got a guy, Dave Canales, on the other side, who I've said a million times was our offensive coordinator 2 years ago, and we let him walk, and he's got that team humming. What impressed me about the Panthers was their defense. Underrated unit, a lot of guys I hadn't really heard of playing fast, and some of the blitzes they were calling, I don't know who their DC is, but the blitzes they were calling looked like the kind of stuff Todd Bowles should be calling, in terms of they had Baker pretty confused. They overload blitz, where they brought linebacker, safety, corner all off one side. Just a more creative, kind of aggressive defense, and that's the kind of the things I'm used to seeing from Tampa Bay, who's just, for whatever reason, just sitting back and in shell coverage with almost zero pressure. It's like we had Jason Pierre-Paul back, like that was going to fix everything, and and Baker is just there's a lot more hesitation in his game than there was at the beginning of the season. I thought he had a chance to pick up a third down on the last drive there, and he looked like he was going to scramble. He stopped, and then he threw a pick. So it's like earlier in the year, he would just put his head down and gone to the sticks, call the next play. But for whatever reason, it could be because our O-line is so bad.
Yeah, I think
he's not as decisive.
I'm with you on the Todd Bowles,
and that's a problem in close
frustration
games.
now. Definitely, I can see the impact of losing your coordinators to Carolina, to Jacksonville. Those teams look like they're They're humming. The Jags is another thing that I noticed, and I know we're not going to go over every game, but yeah, my goodness,
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence looks like a different player. Like,
Yeah. Over the past 4 games, something like he hasn't thrown a pick, number one, and I think he's thrown like 1,400 yards or something. I think that acquisition of Jacoby Myers, Ryan Thomas is getting over his early season yips, and then Parker Washington, somebody we love on this show, continues to just be a dog for them.
mm-hmm.
And the running game's on. They have 2
Etienne,
really good backs in Etienne
phenomenal.
and Tuden.
He looked phenomenal. He looks like they should. He looks like he's in that Jahmyr Gibbs,
And they might re-sign him.
like Ashton Genty,
They
Bijan,
absolutely should.
Travion Henderson. Like he looks like a guy that you can't take down. That Devon Achane. I mean, there's guys that just look special that do
Get
things.
Travi- have to
Saquon
get
Barkley that do
Travion.
things on the field that others can't. Right? They're not volume based guys. Etienne looks like
Yeah.
I mean he's a playmaker, bro. Like I'm just saying, like the guys I named are guys that can get in the end zone. Right? Christian McCaffrey, that you can get him in the end zone, receiving, running, all different types of ways. Like Etienne's that type of guy. If you have him,
Yeah. And he's explosive. And if you don't have him, I think the buy window is shutting, but I think there's a narrow possibility, especially with his history, that you might be able to acquire him. It might cost you quite a bit, but speaking of our league, one of the best things Spencer did was went and he sent 3 first-round picks for Gibbs. And this was a year ago. Obviously that's a lot of draft capital, but it's
paying off, but that's not
paying
the
off.
only way you can do it, right? You can keep your first, wait for a deep running back class, get you some Trevor Henderson, and get you some RJ Harvey, right? I'd rather have 2 young guys than one. And hear me out. I actually would take the opposite direction of trading for a player when they're at peak value. If you're not going to draft him, use other windows. When you should have got Travis Etienne was last off season, right? So I'm big on betting on guys that are about to be in contract years or their situation's about to change. Like, why would I go get Etienne when I can go get Breece Hall for less, who I think is a better player? He's having a worse season right now. He's in a worse offense, but no, you don't go get the asset when that player is as peak value. We've seen this from Etienne before 2 or 3 years ago, and then he dipped for 2-3 seasons, and now he's high again. Same thing with DeAndre Swift to a lesser extent than Etienne. So like for me, I'm just like, no, I'm just going to go get the guys that are grossly undervalued, like Breece Hall. Like Breece Hall on the Chiefs, on the Cowboys, like that's a top 10, maybe even top 5 RB. Like that's how I would do it. I'm honestly selling good fantasy advice at this point, right? Because like as a Breece Hall, if you have Breece Hall, absolutely do not sell him, because you could be sitting with a Travis Etienne situation this time next year. I'm just saying, if you're trying to acquire a running back and a player and someone has access running backs, or they're tired of Breece Hall or they're nervous, go get him. Don't overpay for Etienne, because there's more than 50% possibility that Breece Hall is going to outscore Etienne next season. If I had to bet on it, I'd bet on Breece Hall, right? So there's other players besides Breece Hall. You've pounded the table for this guy, Rashad White, another guy that's going to increase in value.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the guy you should be acquiring who's going to be cheaper is Bashul Tuden, because we don't know if Jacksonville is going to pay him or if he's going to walk to a mega deal somewhere else. Jacksonville is going to have a lot of mouths to feed. They're paying Travis Lawrence quite a bit. They're paying their receiving core quite a bit. They have some high draft picks on defense who are going to be coming up for extensions. They might not want to allocate the resources to running back if they think that they have these 2 rookies or will be second-year players next year, but they're on rookie deals and they're later round picks. We'll see what happens with him. You're right. The buy window for him was earlier in the season or last off season, if you believed in him. Yeah. All right. That's enough about the Jags. That was one of the picks I got right, because they took it to Denver And I've said this about Denver. They're 12 and they were 12-2, 12-3 now, but they've been a lot of close games and they just didn't have the firepower to hang with this offense. And, Jaguars dropped 44 on them. I don't see Denver scoring 44. So if Denver's defense, can't hold you, then I don't think their offense can keep up. And I think that's what's going to be their issue in the playoffs.
Took it to
You're
them.
right. The Titans actually just took it to the Chiefs. Chiefs are done, man. Gardner Minshew got hurt. They had some guy I don't even know was in the league, was playing for a bit.
Yeah,
the Browns played the Bills.
I saw that.
Tougher than I expected. That was only a 3-point game. Shador had his back against the wall on what could have been a game-tying drive. I think it was 4th and 36 out of their own end zone. They just punted it. What do you think about that, though? I mean, part of Shador's thing is like the guy's got that. He's got a little Brett Favre. He's got that.
The only argument is you're trying to.
Why punt?
The only argument is, they're trying to win the game.
Just
so
have them
that's
chuck
the
it
argument.
up so
And
you can get the first down. You don't need the
it's what we talked
touchdown.
about.
Your season's already lost.
I know it's what we talked about.
Right, but they didn't have
with
enough
Dable,
timeouts,
right,
really.
before he got fired. And I think Stefanski is in a similar spot where he's going to start doing things that are unnatural because he's trying to keep his job. Like, even what he's saying now, like, hey, I'm going to start Deshaun Watson if he's healthy, even if, Shedeur Sanders develops in the offseason, just things like that. It's like, there's just a disconnect with the Browns. It's honestly the worst job in football, in my opinion.
Stupid. Yeah, but I feel like you have the opportunity, obviously it's a very low probability play. It's 4th and 20 out of your own end zone. A lot can go wrong, but it's not like it's gonna make or break a lot has gone wrong for you all season. It's like you have the opportunity to, like, let's say you run a clear out and everybody's downfield and Shador could scramble, or you do a hook and ladder, or you do something. I feel like you try to go for it here. It's a one possession game. It's not like you had all 3 timeouts where you punt it and you're also punting from the back of your end zone. So it's like they're going to get it with good field position. I don't know. I felt like, why not? Who cares? Let the young man cook.
Wait, real quick, Quinshon Judkins. Obviously, I like Trevor Henderson more. That's why I drafted him before him. But nonetheless, season-ending injury, it looks like. I believe broke his leg and some other leg injuries. The point I made before, and I'm going to give a little bit more nuanced advice here. If you are a rebuild team, or if you're a team deep at running back and you have like an aging running back and you have like a late playoff first that you don't care about, let's go see if that's enough to go get Quinshon Judkins while he's on IR, right? Not going to be able to use him next season, but it's you're playing Dynasty in 2-year formats, right? You've seen that the guy can produce. On a shitty offense, mind you, right? They're going to be better off in 2 seasons. The Browns, right? They're at rock bottom right now. Go see if a playoff first can all get that done. If there's something else you'd rather do with that, then albeit. But the thing is, for Quinshon Judkins, I would.
You'd say
and I would for Tucker Kraft too. If those players are on contenders,
he's out all
and
next year?
you're a young contender, or if you're a rebuilding, if they're on a team that wants them to help, like in our league, they're not, right? They're on like the 2 worst teams, those 2 players. But imagine if they're on contenders, like you could theoretically go say, hey, here's George Kittle and like a first for Tucker Kraft, right? If a swap like that, right? So looking into next year, Tucker Kraft is going to be playing next year, but I don't think Quinshon Judkins will be. But it's more so these are young players or rookies in their first or second, in Tucker Kraft's 3rd year, right? They're going to be fine, right? So like go buy the discounted future production.
Yeah.
Was those Christmas carols? Yeah, but yeah, go get the production if you can, right? That's what I would do. I'll think about it.
Florida, baby.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about a guy who I like coming out of University of Tennessee?
He's a buy high, but like
opportunities.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem.
Dylan Sampson.
But he's not better than Quinshon Judkins, in my opinion.
He is not. He's a great compliment though. Yeah, tough season for him. He flashed a lot of potential. It's a rough way to end it. Myles Garrett got half a sack, so he's 1 sack away from tying the record, 2 sacks away from breaking it. I think he's gonna break it plus 1 or 2. Plenty of time for him. I remember watching Strahan. I was watching that game where Strahan. Favre kind of flopped. It was such a. But I remember when that record was set. Obviously, TJ matched it a couple years ago. But yeah, it'll be good for Myles Garrett. Go get that record. He got his contract. Too bad he's on the Browns. Chargers.
Yeah, it was.
Won
How many
pretty
times are you going to say?
handily against the Cowboys. That was one thing I got right. I just thought, Chargers 10. I said it. Your record's your record, and for a team that's 10-4 to be that disrespected,
Is
against,
Herbie an MVP candidate?
a very
in your
middle of
opinion?
the pack, bottom middle of the pack Cowboys
No.
team.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. This just in, 22 minutes ago,
No.
DJ Metcalf suspended
is he
2
one of
games for
yours?
fan altercation. What do you think about that?
Yeah. So this is interesting. It wasn't really a fan altercation. It kind of looked like assault.
I don't think he made contact. Yeah,
from Metcalf.
it was more of a
Just-
swat.
he
I think
grabbed the guy
a
and
clock
clocked him.
from DK
Well,
Metcalf would be
he
like
missed, but he
AJ on
definitely-
Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, but right, which you saw,
Yeah. Yeah, he's like AJ size, bro.
cleared his jaw right off. DK Metcalf's a big dude, even at 35%. Yeah, even at 35% is going to be harder than my 100%. But obviously, I think this fan has a bit of a history of getting in players' heads. It's not the first time.
He's a troll.
I think he does his research. He's kind of like the guy in Seattle who sits by the tunnel and talks shit to opposing players. And yeah, he's kind of a troll.
That's what it was.
But apparently he called him by his government name, which that's what the fan said. Apparently, Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf had a history with the Lions fan he confronted Sunday. Metcalf reported the same fan to Seahawks security last season while playing for Seattle, sources say.
Wait, so this fan
Metcalf-
is just following him.
A source close to Metcalf says the fan, who identified himself as Ryan Kennedy, called Metcalf's mom a derogatory word and called Metcalf something we both know you don't call a black man. The fan claims Metcalf was upset about being called his full legal name. The NFL is reviewing the incident for potential discipline.
Well, they suspended him 2 games. I've seen fans get thrown out for less. My New York Knicks have banned one of their former players from MSG. The owner has, for just, talking bad about the owner, let alone, calling him something out of his name. But all that to be said, yeah, I'm agreeing. Here's the tough thing though. It's like, ban the fan from what? From Seahawks games? He's just going to go to like every franchise apparently.
Well, I think
you're going to ban him from all NFL games.
I'm assuming he had problems when Seattle played Detroit last year with the guy.
I'd say he's probably from Michigan.
I think he probably has season ticket, or he probably has, that's his seat at Lions Stadium. I don't think he goes to every game and trolls fans, but or trolls players. Obviously what happened is between him and DK. Basically, don't talk shit to a professional athlete who is built like DK Metcalf.
But also, DK, I know you're young.
Yeah, you gotta keep your head.
These Detroit fans are different, bro. Have you seen Malice at the Palace, Jeff?
No.
Yeah. After this podcast, look up Malice at the Palace. And that was an NBA game, not an NFL game. The Detroit fans are a bit different. That's all I got to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, they have nothing else going for them.
I'm not going to disparage the entire city. I love Michigan, but I'm just saying, look up the Malice at the Palace brawl.
I'm not going to repeat what I said about people from Indiana, but I'm saying they have to walk outside the arena and they're in Detroit, Michigan. Like, oh my God.
Hey, listen, have you been to Detroit?
I have not.
Yeah. So you can't talk smack.
I drove through it on my way to Chicago, but I didn't really stop.
No. So we'll do an episode in Detroit. Detroit's a fun city.
I know Motor City. Yeah. All right.
Okay. New games?
Let's bear down really quick. Let's bear down. We gotta do one for the Chicago fans. I'm sorry.
You gotta eat crow first. Yeah.
I gotta eat. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, guys. Maybe y'all needed to hear it from me. But yeah, I was like, the Packers historically, they beat you. They beat you last time. I didn't think you could do it this year, and you done did it. The Bears. Are they the number ones?
Bears.
Are they number one? Are they the 1 seed? They're definitely number one in that division.
Yeah, easy.
Lions looking like they won't be in the playoffs.
Who said that on the last podcast?
You did.
Yeah, I did. I told him it's not
told him.
likely 2-3 from one division,
Yeah.
And Detroit, I think, is going through a little bit of what Tampa Bay is right now. There's lots of coordinator brain talent, and there's no knock on Todd Bowles or Dan Campbell. I think they're both great leader of men, but you had a head coach under you. Ben Johnson's a head coach. I mean, look what he's doing in Chicago in 1 year.
He's not only is he a head coach, he's a top 10 head coach. And it's looking like Liam Cohen in Jacksonville is working his way into, like, in my opinion, either Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen should be coach of the year for what they've been able to do with those programs after 1 year.
I might have to go Liam Cohen, bro. Like, that was the second? What did they finish? Third? I forgot where they traded up with the Browns to get the number 2 overall. They had a really bad roster.
To pick Hunter?
Yeah.
To pick Hunter?
Well, they traded up to 2, but I don't know what they were initially. I think they were top 5.
I think they only traded up 1 or 2 spots. It wasn't that far.
Yeah, so he turned on a bad team.
Who was the coach last year it was Doug Peterson, but before that it was Urban Meyer. Like, they've just been embarrassing. Doug Peterson, another guy, it's like the games passed him by. He had no idea what to do with that team. Yeah, so Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, coach of the year, in my opinion, for their respected conferences. But yeah, I just think a lot of people expected this from Ben Johnson, and I think Chicago's roster was a little more stacked, which makes what Liam's doing a little more impressive. And also just look at the Bucs on offense. We're anemic compared to when he was calling plays, because we were putting up 40 consistently last year with him, and he'll keep getting better. I said some bad things about Jacksonville and about him earlier this season. I was really wrong. I'm on the Duval bandwagon. Happy Hanukkah, Liam Cohen, and go get him. And Chicago, keep the Bears in Chicago. What are we doing? The team finally gets a winner. They finally get a quarterback. You want to go to Gary, Indiana? Stop it.
Kansas City Chiefs are moving to Kansas. You see that?
Yeah.
2030.
Well, I thought they already were in Kansas, but Kansas City, Missouri. It's the
river.
Yeah, that's a good town. All right, what else? Afternoon games you want to talk about?
I'm ready to run to the new ones.
Late game. I put some money on the Patriots when they were plus 500, and then they came back. They came back to close out Baltimore, who played them pretty tough. So good on the Pats for getting 15 in the fourth, getting that W. They're on top of the division. Looks like Pittsburgh's going to hang on to AFC North. And tonight's Professor's Guarantee. We got the Colts. Let's talk about Christmas. We got 3 games on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on Netflix. 2 on Netflix.
Yeah, 2 on Netflix, and Amazon has the Denver Kansas City game. They thought Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing. They thought that
that's one thing we haven't really talked about. Really quickly, in Dynasty, are you trying to buy Mahomes right now?
I mean, he fits into the mold of what I said, like a player you can get on the low. For me, I'm not, because I think his best fantasy years are behind him, personally.
Yeah, this is a tough. It's going to take some of the running out of his game.
It took some of the running out of his game, which wasn't like elite to begin with. Like, he was doing pretty good at running this year, but then clearly, he put a little bit too much on his body, right? So he might revert
He took a
back
lot
to
of
more
hits
of a,
this year.
yeah, he took a lot of hits this year. So, and he just made it to what, like 3, 4, 5 straight Super Bowls. Like, yeah, he didn't win them all, but he just plays an extra like 3 or 4 games every year than everybody else, right? So that's basically like, it's like LeBron James went through the same thing where it's like he ended up playing like another like 3 seasons more than everybody just in playoff games over his career. So Patty's played like an extra season already just from playoff games. So it's like,
And I feel like it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough mentally from going from just rolling teams your whole career to like facing adversity.
and they've faced
Where-
adversity. The league's too
Right,
good
but
now.
it's not been adversity where it's like this team is not good. It's like they
Yeah,
might
I
have
think
a
it's more so
losing
that
stretch, but like they always come out. It's
the
like
QB play just got better, in my opinion.
right,
Like-
and I think Andy Reid's offensive scheme is not as innovative. You know, people
comparison.
know what to expect.
See, for me, it's less that. It's just his offensive scheme. Basically, he's having to come up with more creative ways to get in the end zone because everybody can get in the end zone now, and there's better QB play. Like if you go like when you
Right.
go like mano y mano, like quarterback to quarterback, it's like you still have to come up with the plays to get down the field, right? So I just think like
but
he
he's
needs
not
lost
like
a little
doing
creativity.
he's not really doing the trick plays. He's not really doing a lot of the. It's 3rd and 1. It's like Kareem Hunt's gonna get the ball for 1.5 yards.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they went so late.
Like he's just like telegraphing. You know, it's like we're gonna run a concept route with Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce, and hopefully they don't run into each other.
But I'm telling you, like
I don't know,
the league got better and their division got better. This is their new reality. Sean Payton's not going anywhere, and
Right.
and Harbaugh is not going anywhere, right?
Right.
Bo Nix is
And
not going
I
anywhere.
feel like instead of adjusting, they've regressed.
But it's not. But that's what I'm saying. It's like they haven't. It's not about adjusting. It's like everything got better around them. So they say like in the NFL, either you get better or you get worse. I'm here to say I think the
that's
Chiefs basically just
everything.
stood still, and everyone else got better, but they didn't know how much better they were getting. Like the AFC is going to run through like Denver and their division. The AFC West is going to run through Denver, in my opinion, moving forward, and the Chargers.
Yeah.
KC, like,
Yeah.
because like then they don't have Patty next year, so it's going to be another down year, and then the year after that's going to be this first year back from injury.
Right.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
to
like
answer
you
your
don't
question,
have Patty. You don't have Patty. What do? It's not like you're going to draft somebody high because you know you got Patrick Mahomes coming back. So you got to sign a journeyman quarterback. You know, one interesting thing I just thought of, Kyler Murray for 1 year for them.
that is interesting. I think he's too good of a player. I think Justin Fields is going to be like the stopgap because Patty might come back like halfway through the season, right? Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that
you
could be
said-
interesting.
You think so?
If they want to be competitive, I know Justin Fields and you're high on Justin Fields. I don't think Justin Fields will hang with those other 2 teams you mentioned next year, even on the Chiefs.
I don't know if they want him
I
to
think-
hang with them though.
Right. Well, I think the standard in Kansas City is to try to win the division and get to the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl.
So here's what I do. I put Justin Fields, some games, win some games. Doesn't really matter. If you lose some games, it's a very deep QB class next season. You're going to have Sellers. You're going to have Manning, right? You're going to have Drew Aller, right? And there's a lot of projection. Some of these guys, you're going to have guys that we don't even know about. They're going to like emerge. Dante Moore, if he doesn't come back, just like a plethora of players. So if you're the Chiefs, you got Patty Mahomes coming back, and you're sitting at the first, second, third pick overall. Great, you trade out of it and get an extra first. In a deep class, that's also going to be deep at receiver, right? You're going to have
That's
Jeremiah
smart.
Smith in that class. You're going to have Ryan Williams in that class. A lot of other players.
That's
It's gonna be a better
smart. I'm
class.
just not sure as a franchise and as a brand, they're willing to do that. I know
It's a
there's a
soft
lot of
rebuild.
teams that would be.
And here's my thing. It's a soft rebuild. Travis Kelce, if you're not cool with that, cool. There's the road, bro. Like, you guys are not
Yeah,
competing.
he needs to go regardless. I think he needs to be done.
That's where I'm at with it. So
He's been a
Kyler, I think is
liability
good. I think
this year.
Kyler's on the Dolphins. I think he's on the Dolphins. They won way too many games, so they can't
I would love that.
draft a
I would
QB.
love
I think
that.
he's on the Dolphins.
And I think Kyler would be better I mean, unfortunately, it's the AFC North, so he still has to go up to Buffalo and Foxborough. But I think he would do better in a warm weather city. I mean, obviously, he's playing in
He's from
Arizona right
Texas.
now.
Yeah, he's from Texas,
But
though.
to be outside in South Florida, and also Miami would vibe with Kyler.
Yeah.
It's like Miami doesn't really, they're not there's not a lot of pressure from the media in.
I actually could see a swap.
Tua to the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Tua needs to just get out of the league. All right. Let's do Christmas. I gotta let the cat.
Christmas.
The NFL is trying to take you away from your family this Christmas with 3 games.
Take us away from our family. They're taking actual NFL players away from their families.
Yeah,
specifically the ones
some
that
of these guys
are away. Like
they played on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Detroit played on Thanksgiving. They're playing on
Detroit
Christmas
Cowboys
away in Minnesota. The Cowboys are playing away in Washington, and Denver's
they both
playing
played
away
on
in Kansas City.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least the home teams are already
Jeez.
home, so I don't feel bad for the home teams as much. But the away teams, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, gross.
It really does.
NFL Players Union. And also, it's not only that. Think about all the other staff that goes into putting on a football game. The concession workers, the people who do maintenance, the equipment people, the camera, production folks.
Yeah, most of those people are at home, but I will say the athletic, personal trainers for each team, the away team, your personal trainer for the Dallas Cowboys, you're making $70K a year. It's going to suck being away from your family because you can't afford to necessarily fly them out to wherever you're going to be at.
They're probably used to it.
Yeah, that stinks,
but if you're a bartender at the stadium, it's like, do you want to work on Christmas? I don't know.
I mean, you're making money. This economy,
in this economy?
Hey, this economy, I think they're ready for it. People don't go out like they used to,
Yeah, that's true.
In the big cities, it's expensive.
Plus, these beers are $20 a pop.
Yeah. The seltzers are $22 a pop at Raymond James.
Seltzers.
Yeah, I said
Raymond James.
That was outrageous.
Call it out.
Outrageous.
You guys start. Yeah, I'm gonna start filling up. I'm gonna start bringing back flasks.
Honestly, you know what? Kick me out. I'll risk it. I'm bringing back the flask.
Yeah.
Sure. At this point, you might as well bring a flask to a bar. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, you haven't been bringing flasks to a bar.
They got too many cameras in the P&W.
Yeah, true. So I'll bring a flask and a can of black spray paint. Highly disputed, questionable level life advice.
What about a phone case that is a flask?
Well, that's a good idea.
Or
glasses that mess up a camera. All right. Dallas going into Washington. The Commanders are plus 250. Over under of 50.5. I'm taking the under on that for sure. I don't think there's going to be a high scoring game. Who you got?
No, it is. I got the Cowboys. They're going to blow them out.
It's going to be high scoring?
Yeah, the Cowboys are going to put up points. Probably
they're not at home. They're in Washington.
38, 16.
They're in Washington.
So? Did you not learn about your Washington mistake last week?
What was my Washington mistake last week? That I picked them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Pretty confidently, actually.
Yeah, well, I make my picks. I guess it's going to be sunny on Christmas. But at kickoff, it's going to be
the Cowboys have the number one
42
offense.
degrees.
The Cowboys have the number one offense in the NFL. Yes, it's going to be high scoring. They're going to blow them out.
Okay.
On one side. And the Cowboys don't particularly have a great defense. So, yeah, I could see it being like maybe 38-21. Something like that.
It's a divisional game.
Don't matter. None of them have anything to play for. They're just putting out tape.
Yeah. How many points did the Cowboys put up last week?
Against 17? A contender? I'm not sure.
17.
Yeah. The Commanders are not the Chargers, though. You know that. Stop playing.
Commanders put up 18 against Philly, who put up 29. I didn't watch much of that game. I didn't see how competitive or not. But the last time Philadelphia played the Commanders, Eagles hung 55 on them. So maybe they've stiffened up a bit. I'm looking for an upset this week. I'm doubling down on the Commanders.
He's doubling down.
I'm taking them as my upset because I don't see any of these other upsets working. I'll take the Commanders at home.
All right.
Sausage spicy upset plus 250.
That's not even
spicy.
All right.
Are the Cowboys your guarantee or no?
No, we're too early in, bro. I can't be. Stop it! Don't let me
You
give
gotta
out
do
my
a.
thoughts, Chuck. No, I'm gonna edit that out. I'm playing. Um, I'm taking the Cowboys. Okay. Okay. Who do you got next game? Good. But yeah. Okay. So Detroit, Minnesota. Who do you got? You're a clown, dog. You're a clown.
All right, Detroit, Minnesota's plus 210. Detroit, man, am I gonna just keep making the same mistakes going into Minnesota? You go first on this one.
I got Detroit.
I went first on
because
the
I
Commanders.
think JJ's sitting.
Oh yeah, I
Something's up in his
forgot.
hand. So Max Brosmer, I'm not gonna take him over a team that's like a Dan
Neither
Campbell
is-
team. Like this is a no.
That really
Detroit.
needs a win. They really need
needs
a
a
win.
Playoffs or not, they really need to win.
I'm glad I let you go first because I forgot I had to see Max Brosmer on television again. I was hoping that was a fever dream. And now he's going to be on Christmas. Big fan of the podcast from the University of New Hampshire.
Big fan.
Max Broser. All right, rounded it out. Denver Broncos going into Arrowhead. Who is playing quarterback for Kansas City? And does it matter?
No, Gardner Minshew just injured himself for the season, so it's somebody that I don't know.
Man, can Phillip Rivers be in two places at once?
Yeah, there's no Gardner Minshew. I mean, you gotta take the Denver Broncos easy.
Oh, yeah, you have
Easy.
to. I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are sunk.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, Denver is 12.5-point favorites. Yeah, that's probably the biggest. No, it's not actually. Yeah,
It's not the biggest for. It's the biggest for the slate for the Christmas
for that
Bowl
slate.
slate.
Yeah, but New England Jets is 13.5. New England.
So that's our Christmas. My upset, by the way, that was only for
Mhm.
Christmas. That's my Christmas upset.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. I would say the Broncos
See, Denver
are too
just
obvious.
lost. I don't see them losing. My Christmas upset. By the way, talk about things.
You do the guarantee.
Okay, I got you. For Christmas, my Christmas guarantee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotta be Denver. RJ Harvey's looking phenomenal.
So
RJ
that's
Harvey's looking
Professor's Christmas guarantee. So if you want to, let's see if I bet on Denver right now. If I bet $5, I'd win 56 cents.
Yeah, don't bet. Now, if we're looking for an upset to win,
yes,
I would not bet on any of the Christmas games. I would not.
Well, I'm saying my only upset here would be the Commanders. They're the only one I see having a chance.
That's fair.
All right. Let's move along to the rest of the week. Saturday at 4:30, we have the Houston Texans versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers. Super Bowl team.
Potentially. I don't think Houston has I know they got a good defense. I don't think they have the offensive firepower to hang. And I think LA's got a pretty good defense too. All right, Saturday night, Baltimore Ravens going into Lambeau. Baltimore plus 120, Green Bay minus 145.
I got Baltimore.
Bruh.
Yeah, I don't think Jordan Love is playing. Not that it would matter too much for me anyways. I think they're a little bit fraudsters, as are the Ravens, for being honest. But yeah, I think it's Malik.
Is Lamar
playing.
hurt though?
Yeah, Lamar might be hurt too, but I know Jordan Love had a concussion, I believe, and it's a short week.
I think Lamar went out with a back injury.
That's fair. Is he playing? Let me see.
I mean, obviously early in the week. From a dynasty perspective, if Malik Willis is available, grab that dude. Because, not only is he showing that he's going to get snaps in this system, but if he plays well enough, another team could sign him to compete for a starting job or to be a bridge quarterback on the cheap. Malik Willis was pretty highly drafted, had a pretty good college career.
Okay, Lamar is day-to-day with a serious back contusion. Okay, I'll let him go Green Bay.
I'm taking the Packers as well.
I agree with you on Malik Willis, though. I will say I don't think that he's going to be available because he fits this offense really well. Kind of like a Marcus Mariota to the Commanders, where it's like they can fit a system. I'm not sure they're like true, can run any offense type of backup or whatever, right? So, but yeah, I'd pick him up. Yep, nothing wrong with having too many good backup QBs, especially when the Chiefs' job is open.
He's 26 years old. He's going to be a free agent in March.
Yep. And the Chiefs' job is open.
Right. And he would be cheaper than Murray. I don't think he's going to be cheaper than Fields because, unfortunately, Fields' tape was putrid this year. But I think a team will either let him compete or, at least be a bridge quarterback for a rookie. All right, Jacksonville going into Indianapolis. I got to go Jags here. Jags seem to have the Colts number. They're just rolling. Colts are beat up. We'll see what happens tonight. But if the Colts lose tonight, they're starting to fall out of playoff contention.
I got the Jags. But they're not losing tonight.
All right. Hawks going into Carolina.
This one's tricky, but I'm not going to bet against the Hawks.
This one's tricky too. And I'm also not going to bet against the Hawks. Also, I really hope the Hawks win this one because Carolina just took the divisional lead against us. And since we can't win a game, we need some help. Not that I think we're going to do anything in the playoffs. And the Hawks play really well on the road. They called a lot of blitzes. The Panthers called a lot of blitzes against Baker. I think Darnold plays way better against the blitz than Baker does. And, JSN continues to be a problem. If they gave MVP to any other position besides quarterback, I would put him up there for the kind of season he's having.
Him and Jonathan Taylor, but yeah.
Yeah. Has Jonathan Taylor plateaued a little, fallen off a little lately, or not?
We'll see after tonight.
We will. All right. So we're both taking the Hawks there. Pittsburgh going into the Browns.
I got the Browns.
I'm taking the upset here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think that defense at home, I think if Myles Garrett's going to get this record, he'd love to do it against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
At home.
Stationary quarterback. He gets it out fast, but
Well, it was like Strahan getting against Brett Favre, you know? You want to go out like you're putting the exclamation mark on it when you do it against another Hall of Famer. And I can see that happening once Rodgers hits the turf a couple times, that team loses momentum. DK is not going to be in the game now. Let's see what Shador's got against Tomlin's defense. And it's a divisional game. Divisional games are tricky. It's at home for the Browns. That's, plus 175, not a huge upset. So Vegas thinks it's in the cards. And the Browns would love nothing more this year than to spoil Pittsburgh's chances at the division, or at least sour them a bit if the Ravens or the Bengals can do anything. All right. Then here's your biggest proportional. Pats going into East Rutherford to play the Jets. Pats are minus 1,000, and I think we're taking the Pats here. Or you think people can make some Christmas money on the Jets? It's a divisional game. Patriots didn't look, Baltimore played them tough. I mean, I'm taking the Pats. I've liked them all year.
I know, yeah. I'm gonna take the Jets. This isn't like my guarantee of the week. This is gonna be my degenerate upset. My professor guarantee is actually going to be one of the next games that we talk about in the early window. I haven't brought it up yet, but
so I got to give a proper degenerate upset because plus 175 is not. All right, Arizona playing the Bengals, plus 275 for the Cardinals.
This is my professor guarantee right here. I got the Cards for an upset on the Cardinals against the Bengals. I think they'll play them well. They're putting up a lot of points. Marvin Harrison Jr. is back. Will be his second game back. Healthy. Michael Wilson's been a beast. Obviously Trey McBride is a beast. They gotta get their run game going, but Jacoby, he's playing. Jacoby's playing.
He is playing. I mean, just for how bullish you were on the Bengals last episode, when I
against a rookie
compared Joe Burrow to the members of Hanson.
Yeah, this isn't Quinn Ewers, though. This is Jacoby Brissett. That's the difference.
Yeah, but then, Joey B drops 4 touchdowns. This is at home.
He did.
In Cincinnati.
He did, but Jacoby can drop 4 touchdowns, too.
Right, but he usually does it in garbage time because they're getting blown out. It's not like Arizona's winning games.
Listen, and it's not like Cincinnati's winning games either.
All right, I'll take the Bengals. Chase Brown looked really good. Joey B looked really good. Jamar Chase is very good.
No, this
I'll take the
screams
Bengals.
upset to me.
All right.
Screams upset to me because the Bengals aren't a type of team that's going to go on a run and win 2-3 games, 3 out of 4. Like, they're done. So they'll put up points and be nice and dandy, but there's no momentum with this team. Whereas, like, the Cardinals have a juggernaut of offensive momentum. Like, they're throwing it more than anybody. Like, you have to actually be a good team to beat them, not just score this.
So remember, I was like, the Bucks went 7 out of the last 8. You know, the only team we beat during that stretch was the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals, they're not a good team. Neither are the Bengals, though. But I digress. Next game.
I mean, I just don't think Rich Gannon has any momentum. Obviously, they're playing better with Brissett.
Yeah, his players do, not him.
Yeah, I think he should be fired. What do you think about the coach on the other end? Do you think they should fire him, Zach Taylor?
Both of the coaches in that game should be fired.
I just think the Cincinnati's owner is just notoriously cheap.
Fire him. You're going to have to pay him anyways. You're going to pay him to suck on your team, or you're going to pay him to leave. Fire him.
Right, but he's just like notoriously cheap, even when it comes to players and like fans, and he's just he's a cheap old bastard of an owner. All right, New Orleans Saints going into Tennessee Titans. One guy we got to talk, Tyler Shuck's been balling out lately. He threw some dimes to Chris Olave, somebody who is on my radar, and if he's available in your league, go grab him going into next year. Audric Estime, I drafted him late when he came out. I really liked his college tape. Obviously didn't really fit in with what Sean Payton was trying to do in Denver. Bounced around a bit, but he seems to be making some noise down there with Devin Neal hurt in New Orleans. And they're finding ways to get it done. Tyler Shuck looking like he's going to be a guy. You know, if you got him in the 3rd, 4th round in a super flex league, that's, you know, like our guy Drew did, who's making a serious run at the crown. You gotta be excited to have a dude like Tyler Shuck on your taxi squad. Because I was wrong about him. College career didn't think he had what it took. So I guess with all that being said, I'm taking the Saints. New Orleans had a great win, the Titans had a great win against the Chiefs. I don't see them doing twice in a row. Oh, also shout out to your guy Tajay Spears. Had a really nice game.
For the very nice game.
Yeah.
Very, very, very nice game. Shout out Tajay Spears, friend of the podcast.
It's nice of him to show up. It's nice of him to show up every 2 or 3 games during the season.
Hey, he was available for you. He didn't bite. He didn't bite. He was available. Yep. He was available, Chef. You said
but that window's slammed shut.
It's closed.
Yeah, your buy low on Tajay Spears is good. Which is great because it sounds like I dodged a bullet.
What
do you think about?
Okay,
we were talking about value. We were talking about value.
What about it?
What do you think about trying to acquire Cam Ward?
Cam Ward,
quarterback, Tennessee Titans.
Do we think they're going to fire their coach?
I think they already fired him, didn't they? They fired him mid-season.
That's fair. That's fair. Are they going to get?
They fired him after he.
Are they going to get a? What? Are they going to get like a? Are they going to do what the Bears did? Are they going to have like a?
They're going to do. I don't have inside information. I'm just saying.
I
think.
But we thought.
I think he can make a leap next year. And if you drafted Cam Ward, you're probably not happy with. You could be impatient on him. It's obviously a gamble, but you're looking for upside. It might be there.
I'd rather go get Dart.
Yeah, but do you think a Dart owner is gonna?
He looked like garbage last game, and he has a concussion at 50% clips. Yeah, he put up 2
points. So you would rather have him?
He put up 2 points right now. I would because I'm a Malik Neighbors manager, right? So like I can look at his situation improving next year. Whereas like if you look at someone like Bryce Young, people were out on him. People were saying you should sell. You hold on, and now he looks good. Yeah, because they got Tedero McMillan and they got Jalen Coker, right? Xavier Legette to a much lesser degree.
And they got a new coach, and they got he's been getting reps too.
But when I look at Tennessee,
you gotta let the kids play.
When I look at Tennessee, I'm like, who are they gonna get for him?
But we don't. That's why. That's why I'm saying it's an opportunity. Like, obviously, there's risk involved, but
there is. Personally, I would rather go get Dart. I like the Giants' offensive line. right? I'm a Giants fan, so I can see the infrastructure. They have a rabid defensive line. Get the ball, get after the quarterback, turn the ball over, get the ball back to the quarterback, scoring opportunities, right? Jackson Dart's mobile, his O-line is good, and he's going to get Malik Neighbors back, and he's going to get a new coach. Right?
We're not talking about the Giants, though, and I didn't ask about Dart.
I know. I'm giving a contrarian.
The tight ends are going to be drafting early, and if they're smart, which, that is questionable, but there are some very good wide receivers available this draft. I would say wide receiver is probably the strongest position group. I don't think they're going to grab Jeremiah Love, not when they have Tajay Spears back there. No, they need an alpha dog wide receiver, which Calvin Ridley wasn't. Elick Aomayor, and who's the other guy who's been balling out? Elick
Aomayor has not been balling out. Let's stop.
No, I said the other guy who's been balling out, which I meant DK.
Got it.
DK from Florida.
DK.
Those guys are fine, but they need a true one.
Yeah,
they need a true one.
I think they need an offensive identity. First and foremost, and they don't.
I mean, Jeremiah Love could be that. Like that could be a centerpiece, but I feel like you look at what Tet McMillan did for Bryce Young and what getting that alpha dog receiver can do for a quarterback.
I think so. I'll. I know you don't want to hear about the Giants, but I bring them up anyways because it's highly disputed. But outside of the Giants, it's like you got to think about it, right? So what is it going to take to get Cam Ward? I don't think that manager's going to trade him to you for anything less than a first. So if you have a first, let's say it's a late first, why not just wait for the draft to come around and see if you can get Fernando Mendoza or see how the college football playoffs goes and see if you can get Dante Moore or Ty Simpson, right? Because it's the same methodology with, if you look at someone like 2 years ago, Drake May went in the late first. QB, you could have drafted him. And then last year, Jackson Dart went in the late first. Right, it wasn't Cam Ward. So it's not always the QB1 that, is the only QB that's going to produce points. Sometimes you got to take the risk and just go draft somebody, right? I think this coming QB class is better than last year's QB class, and we've talked about that. So I don't think you can get them low enough for it to make sense to take on the risk.
I think there's some recency bias about how good Cam Ward was down in Miami when he played for the Hurricanes.
He was, and he was good at Washington State. He was great at Washington State. What I'm saying is,
you can go for a rookie. It depends on where's your team's at, though. But if you're contending, he's gonna have another year under his belt. I'm just saying it's a gamble. I think the Cam Ward manager, especially in Superflex, probably not stoked about the production they've gotten from him. He might be obtainable for less than a first, a player in a second.
If he is, you'll get him.
Yeah. All right, but. That's enough on this. I said the Saints are going to take this game. Who do you think's taking this game? New Orleans, Tennessee.
I got the Saints.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in, I got to stop singing because I edit it out every time. All right. Tampa Bay going into Miami. Miami's plus 200. This is must win for Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers. I don't want to do it, but we suck against backup QBs. Watch Quinnen Ewers just light it up.
If it's Zach Wilson, I'm taking the Dolphins, but if it's Quinnen Ewers, I'm taking the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take the Bucs, even though they've lost 7 out of the last 8. But they got to win this game to have and then it's all gonna come down to the final game of the year where Carolina comes into Ray J. Which I should just buy a ticket for that right now because that's going to be fun. Potentially heartbreaking, but fun. New York going into Las Vegas. Damn, New York's plus 100. The Giants? I'm smashing that.
They got the worst team or worst record in the NFL. I'm taking.
Do they want to keep it? The question is, do they want to keep it that way?
I got the Giants. Vegas looked good last week. Real good.
Vegas did good. They did look good because I think, Pete Carroll, big fan of the podcast.
Talking smack.
Yeah, but then he also heard me picking the Raiders at plus 700. And he's like, maybe I'll get on Sauce's good side.
Make it interesting. And that he did.
Maybe you lowball the Ashton Genty owner too. I think that window might have closed with yesterday's performance, but
I don't know. Yeah. The only Ashton Genty manager I know outside of myself benched him in the playoffs.
Well, that owner has limited playoff experience, and he's showing it. He might have been crowned a little too early. We got to talk. We'll talk avocado toast at the end of the show here. Let's get through these picks. Philadelphia going into Buffalo. We both took the Giants. Yeah, we're both taking the Giants.
Yeah, yeah.
Philadelphia going into
Giants.
Buffalo. I'm gonna do a 180. Yep.
I got the Eagles.
Shit, that's
the
what I
Eagles.
was gonna say. Buffalo did not look. They had a hard time with the Browns, and outside of Josh Allen running around and James Cook, they really don't have much on offense. Philadelphia getting it done through the air a little more, and Philadelphia needs, they need some wins to stay right there in the NFC the NFC. So Eagles flies. All right, this is gonna be interesting. The Bears. Coming into Levi's Stadium to take on the Niners. Bears are actually plus 125.
Okay, this is I had my D-Gen one with the Jets. Scratch what I said before. This is my professor guarantee. I didn't even see this game. They got San Francisco favored over the Bears. Stop it. There's absolutely no reason they should be favored over the Bears Sunday night. Absolutely no reason.
Yep. I'm gonna give you 23 reasons.
What's the money line on this?
Straight up, it's plus 125 Chicago.
Yeah.
The over's 50, which I think is going to crush the over. I think this will be a high-scoring game.
Who do you trust more, Caleb Williams or...
I trust the San Francisco 49ers. We have a difference of opinion on this. I absolutely do. Ben Johnson is fantastic, rookie head coach, but he's a rookie head coach. Kyle Shanahan's been doing this for a long time.
I trust Ben Johnson more than Kyle Shanahan this season. Now, especially down the stretch.
I don't. Yeah.
So
we'll see. They're going into Levi Stadium.
Give me the good reason.
I told you I got 23 of them.
Yeah, give me.
The 23 being Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
the five would be George Kittle. 4 would be Robert Sala's defense. 3 would be Kyle Shanahan's game plan. 2 would be Brock Purdy. 1 would be Caleb Williams, primetime back on the West Coast.
That's the reason that you're gonna lose. Just tell me you haven't seen any Bears games.
I hope so.
Tell me you haven't seen.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm taking the Niners. I'm taking the Niners tonight. I'm taking the Niners. I think the Niners have the pedigree. And here's reason number 1. One of my favorite players to ever wear a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform, John Lynch, general manager, has done a fantastic job with that organization. And they already got their new stadium built. I think they're light years ahead of them. And they're about to big bro them.
No. Yeah, I mean, they can't big bro them if they're not big bro. What Super Bowls have they won in this millennium?
In this millennium?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they haven't, huh? They've been to them.
I haven't won them, though. So,
what Super Bowls have the Bears won this millennium? Yeah, the Rex Grossman, Devin Hester won, but they haven't won one since they were Super Bowl shuffling.
I get that. But what I'm saying is, I'm basing this off of this season. This season, the Bears have been much better. Much better, period. Okay. Ben Johnson's going to coach circles around Kyle Shanahan.
I'm glad we're disagreeing.
One team is 3rd in their division. One team is 1st.
The San Fran's not 3rd in their division.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I guess no. You're right. They are. They're 10-4.
Also, San Francisco has maybe 1 great win on the season. Everything else was against cupcakes. Look it up. I don't trust them. They're frauds.
We shall see. That's your guarantee of the week. Chicago Bears over the Niners.
Professor guarantee of the week.
All right. And then we rounded off Monday night. Los Angeles Rams coming to the ATL to play the Falcons.
Where you at, Chef? Where you at?
Where am I at?
Yeah.
This is gonna be my degenerate upset of the week.
This is a really good degenerate upset. Really,
I'm taking the Dirty Birds. I'm sorry, I can't root for the Rams after Puka-Nakua's.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bullshit.
But that's also and this is a Seahawks friendly podcast, so
I know, and I hope the Seahawks and the Niners make it out of that division, and the Rams can stay home.
Well, the Seahawks are going to. Not sure about
Well, the
the
Seahawks are going to
Niners.
make it out, but I think head to head, if they have the same record, the Niners will win that tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the Niners do have the opportunity to play the Hawks, I believe, before the end of the season, which could be for control of the division. Not saying they win that game, but
I'm gonna take the Rams. What I saw in
that's
that Seahawks game, like that looked like an NFC Championship game. Like
it did.
two really, really good teams.
That backward pass was sick. What do you think? You think Ben Johnson's drawn up a couple backward passes?
I think Ben
You
Johnson's
might as well
the best
use
coach in
that, right?
football.
I know you do.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our picks for the week. The other thing I want to run through really quickly, and we talked about this last podcast, the biggest fuck the combine, fuck the Senior Bowl. You should be watching the young men playing in the college football playoffs right now. Because you remember I was texting you about Cam Scatterbo, ASU playing their heart out. It ended up being a loss, but Scatterbo's draft stock plummeted because of the combine, because of his 40. But anybody who watched that game knew what kind of player he was. And this is where you find out who your guys are. So let's do a college football bracket really quick. We just dropped our video on our 1-1 at each position. We'll start getting a little deeper as we get closer to draft season.
And while you pull that up, for the listeners, be on the lookout. We're gonna start doing some rookie mock drafts coming up here pretty quick. It's draft season, and if you're listening live, we're going to be going live next episode for the first time. You can actually draft with the chef himself and the professor of dynasties. Be on the lookout for that because we're going to start cranking them out.
And shout out, we got a couple new subscribers. Shout out to them.
Yes, we do.
We appreciate all y'all. We're going to be around all year, and we're going to be taking submissions about your team. You send us your team, your dynasty league, where you're picking. We'll do advice. We'll chop it up. If you guys subscribe and support us, we're going to try to support your team and make sure you get a dub. And not only are you going to get advice from me, you'll get advice from the professor, and you can make your own decision. Because as you've seen, we probably won't have a consensus. Now, let me get the college football bracket here.
The one you sent me is not from this year.
Okay. Rose Bowl. Indiana. Number 1 seed Indiana versus Alabama. I'm rolling Tide. Hoosiers have had a great year, but you're talking about Alabama. I'm talking about pedigree, history.
I love Ty Simpson. I'm going Indiana. I watched enough tape on Fernando Mendoza right now. He is a ball placement specialist, akin to like a CJ Stroud type of deal. But honestly, like from what I'm seeing, comparing them college to college, even better. Like he's putting it full in stride. Like TDs that wouldn't be TDs if the QB was a hair laid on him, right? Like I'm going Indiana. I think he's going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, well, you're going to see what happens when a Big Ten team plays against an SEC powerhouse in the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide. All right, let's go. Next up, Oregon, Texas Tech.
I got the Ducks.
I'm taking the Oregon. Big fan of the podcast. All right, Lane Kiffin and the boys going to Athens, Georgia. Old Miss versus Georgia. Southern rivalry.
I got Kirby.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Old Miss about to get big broed here. I'm taking the Bulldogs to win it all this year. This one is going to be Sauce's degenerate upset. I'm taking...
You already had a degenerate upset, 9-1.
Over Ohio State. Which, by the way, didn't Indiana just beat Ohio State? But honestly, Miami only scored 10 points. They're going to need to score more than that to keep up with Jeremiah Smith, and OSU's defense is no joke. I just can't. I can't take Ohio State. I cannot take Ohio State against Florida team.
I don't understand this. How did Indiana, the 1 seed, how are they playing the 9 seed Alabama and Ohio State's playing the 10 seed Miami? Should be flipped.
I think it's based off of the initial bracket. So the 8 and 9 played. Oklahoma played Alabama, and the winner got... So essentially the possibility is that the 1 seed is still playing the weakest seed.
I see.
So it doesn't get restructured because they have to plan. The teams on bye are playing at home, so they can't shuffle it around too much. Who do you got in this one, Professor?
I got Ohio State.
And who do you got winning it all?
Indiana.
Avocado toast. Got our boys down to the wire here. Unfortunately, Professor just missed the playoffs. A great season, a lot of injuries. Couldn't quite get there. Me, I was very middle of the pack. I had some guys drop some huge weeks against me. Not enough. No excuses. Friend of the show, number 1 seed, Lost Trek. He came on, did an episode with us. He's in a fight right now with Fernie. 73% chance of winning. He's at 175. So he's got a 35-point lead on Fernie, who has Jonathan Taylor going tonight. And if there's one man in fantasy football who can drop 40 on you, it's
Jonathan
JT.
Taylor. Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend.
He dropped 50 when he played me, week 10. Since then, 8 points, 15 points, 11 points, 13 points. So in a way, yeah, he has kind of fallen off lately.
But what does he do against
the
bad teams, though? Look at it. Look at
San Francisco's not a bad team.
No, a run defense. So if you look at like what San Francisco does against the run, yet for fantasy football, yes, they are. Let me look it up. They're not a good defense, I'll tell you that. Okay, they're middle of the pack. They're 15th. So I guess they're not good or bad, but he can wreck an average defense, that's for sure. Spencer, friend of the podcast, my arch nemesis. I didn't want to see him make the playoffs before me. I'm too competitive. I definitely don't want to see him win a ring before me. I'm too competitive. But he's playing the manager whose first I have, so fuck him. Let's go, Spence.
And here's the thing. A lot of really bad lineup decisions by Fernie.
Yeah.
Jalen Warren, 30 points on the bench. George Pickens, 23 points on the bench.
Ashton Jeanty, 30 points on the bench. To play, though, like Rico Dowdle has been a beast. I probably would have benched Rico
Dowdle has not been a beast, though, because if you've been paying attention to Carolina, and snap counts, you can see that they're transitioning back to Chuba.
Yeah, DK was a questionable move. I know he's probably thinking the offense, but DK really hasn't put up a 20-plus point game.
I mean, obviously, he's not.
Since week four.
He's not, he's not expecting Jordan Love to get hurt.
It doesn't matter. That's not where he went wrong.
But you got to get George Pickens in your lineup. DJ Moore bailed him out with that catch at the end, which, by the way, was phenomenal from Caleb. Walk-off tutty. Actually, I like who. Caleb's pretty freaking good.
Okay, I see why he benched Pickens. I don't agree with it, but I see why.
For really? You wouldn't get George Pickens over for Metcalf?
I would have, but I can see why he did. I don't agree with it. He's probably going to lose because of it, but, I'm not going to sit here and...
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's in the playoffs. He's making these decisions. But, let's look at Rico Dowdle since the bye week. Okay.
I agree with you on Rico.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
My chef's kiss, though, Fernie, Travis Kelce, the man you wanted so bad from me, and I'm glad I offloaded him when I did. 1.35, one catch for 6 yards. Probably going to cost you.
I wonder if I can get him for Mark Andrews.
Kelce's going to retire.
And I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Mark Andrews is like 6 years younger.
And he just got extended.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, the champ, our number one, the Mr. 2 times. This is actually closer. 76% projection, but
he could still win.
George Kittle needs to put up
points. Yeah, 9 points, which is possible, but he can also, shit the bed.
Yeah, he's in the games he's played this year. He has scored over 8 every time except when he played the Giants.
Yeah, I think Drew's going to get into the championship game.
I think Drew's going to get it. And, I've been very critical of Drew's squad, but he's drafted
really at the right time. That's all it is.
He got hot at the right time, but he's also drafted really well. He's kept his
Especially at QB.
kept his picks, and he's gone with some guys that he like Omari and Hampton coming in and being his RB1. It's like you're in the playoffs with Tony Pollard as your RB2. Like, you know,
He's got that tight end advantage too, though.
He went and got Brock Bowers. You know, that's a great move.
He has that tight end advantage.
Jameson Williams is somebody he's been really high on. And now all of a sudden he's got a decision to make whether or not you want to put Trevor Lawrence in. And
no,
honestly,
you already signed him.
At this point,
I'd put T-Line at this point.
I'm talking about if he makes it to the next round, I would bench Prescott and put in Lawrence.
Yeah, me too. Easy.
I know you got the CD stack, but you know Lawrence is your guy. You drafted him in the second in the startup, so now he's playing like everything you want him to do. So get him in there. All right, but you know, nice run by Jabo. Josh Jacobs getting hurt. Javonte Williams just not really.
His team's aging out. They're all getting hurt and aging out. We called this.
Jerry Jeudy, you know, Derrick Henry and James. Yeah, he's top heavy. It's top heavy. It's not a complete roster, and there's very little depth. I'm looking at his bench. There's like nothing on the bench for points. All right, so go. I'd like to see Drew and Spencer, 2 first-timers in it for the championship, and I'd like to see the commish get a win because the commish has been right there a couple times. He beat me in the playoffs. I think it was last year or the year before. I don't know. I've lost so many times in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. All right, we got any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had a single loss in the playoffs, so
undefeated
I'm like
in
Michael
the playoffs.
Jordan right now, unscathed, baby. I'm like Michael Jordan.
Is it more like LeBron James before he went to Miami?
Hey, Michael won, I think, 8 seasons before he got his ring. So
really,
come on, yeah. And then he's won 6 straight. That's probably me. Happy holidays, listeners.
Yeah,
you know, put some Mariah Carey on, get some eggnog.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. Stay off your phone. Stay off your, and that's really dirty too. That like what, like this is the championship week, and you're gonna have games going on Christmas. You know, just turn it off. Be with your family. You can check the score on Friday.
We gave you the juice. Place your bets.
Yeah, place your bets in advance. Don't be degenerately live betting. You know, hang with your people.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go hang with my people right now.
Yeah, go hang with your people. Me too. I'm going to put this game on, see if you got this one right. And we're going to take a little break. Yeah, shout out to everybody watching our shorts. Like, subscribe, hit us up, and we got your back going into next year.
All right, I'll see you in the new year, Pop. Peace.